Everybody, what is going on? The Catch fam, I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone out there is having a great Thursday. I hope you guys are ready for some Thursday night football as well as some Thursday night fantasy Q&A. We're going to be answering any fantasy football questions that you guys have: start sits, trades, injuries, roster confidence, roster reviews, Thursday night questions, whatever it may be. We're live tonight with Steven. What's going on, man?
It was a roller coaster of a first week, brother, as they always are every year. I think that's why we got overreactions, right? So I think that's one of the things I'm most excited to talk about today too. Is just hopefully hearing some people's overreactions. But yeah, wild week one, and a lot of decisions will be made on my roster for sure if week two doesn't turn out in a good route there, because I'm scared of a couple guys.
We're all here to hear about Steven's roster.
That is what this channel was born for. I don't know if people know that, but yeah, it's about my roster, guys.
So Eagles. Are you playing? Oh, that's me. Sorry. I was accidentally playing. I didn't realize my volume was on. I was like, what are you doing over there, Steven? All right. Anyways, did that come through the stream?
I didn't
Did you
hear
hear
anything.
that? Oh,
No.
okay, cool.
Was it like good music?
No, I was pulling up the stream on YouTube. I like to have it second
Oh,
screen,
yeah,
but
I gotcha.
it was playing an ad, and I was like, "Where is that?" I was really confused. Okay, Thursday night football, week 2, first game of the week, Eagles Vikings. What comes to mind for you right off the bat?
Yeah, I think it's the running back situation for sure in Philadelphia. I know you've got shares of Swift. I think that this is going to be the game where we really see what Swift's all about. Because just to be completely honest, if you went up and you spent with him in the 6th to 8th round, he totally disappointed you week one. I think that this is the time where if he doesn't play well, John, are you willing to unload? Because if he doesn't do anything in a game without Kenny Gainwell, you got to have a little bit of concerns, or at least if you are for some reason a buyer of himself, maybe you can buy in at the absolute low. But I think he will hit waivers if he doesn't ball out today.
I will never drop DeAndre.
Just a sunk cost fallacy, man. You can't buy into it. You're gonna stay with the ship all the way down.
I feel like I have to. But it's a good question. Ultimately, yeah, the panic level rises substantially if he does not perform well tonight. But we'll see. I mean, like knowing Nick Sirianni, like I don't even know. I'll check. Is Rashad Penny gonna play tonight?
He's playing him and Scott. I think
that's the thing.
Scott's gonna piss people off tonight.
There's a chance that those guys get touches throughout the night too.
Well, red zone touches too, and it's just that whole backfield freaks me out, man. And I think Swift's gonna play well, though. I do think he's gonna play well. I think Goddard will play better too. That's another thing that comes to mind. But I want to talk about the Vikings at some point tonight, but I think Hawkinson is in line to have a really good day too. I know that the Eagles are missing a ton of people in the defense, which is good. I think to have a fun game, but they're missing linebackers and secondary, and I think that's going to open up some opportunities for the Hawkster.
Yeah, I could see this being a good competitive game throughout the night. Even if one team starts to pull ahead, the other team's still playing from behind, we get good action. But I could also see Vikings a little banged up on their offensive line. Primetime Vikings, primetime Kirk. I don't know. I also have a bad feeling we could just get a nasty game. Eagles' first game at home since their Super Bowl appearance. Kirk's just getting manhandled every play. But I hope it doesn't go that way.
Oh, me too. Me too.
But we'll see. All right, chat. So let us know for tonight, what players do you have starting? What players are you sitting? What players are you not sure if you're starting or sitting? Overall, any fantasy questions you guys have, as always, that's what we're here for. So we got about an hour till kickoff, and we're going to be here for an hour. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Spence, how do y'all feel about London going forward? You got to give them a little bit of time.
Yeah.
There's going to be more competitive game scripts throughout the year, like them playing your Packers this week, Spence. They're not just going to be able to hand it off to Algier and Bijan. Like the game script's going to have to be a little bit more competitive. They're going to have to throw the football more. Bryce Young is not going to be their opponent quarterback every game.
Yeah.
They'll play him one more time this year. But I think with London, if you're benching him, makes sense. But let's not give up quite yet. I mean, there are some people who are like, I'm dropping Drake London, I'm
Yeah,
dropping Garrett
it's a bad
Wilson.
decision. It's a bad decision. I like London actually. I think this is gonna be kind of fun because whereas I don't think it's gonna be honestly a good performance from him because he's going up against Jair, who I think honestly is making a strong case to be the best corner
Yeah,
in the
I
league.
don't want to start him against
Yeah,
Jair this week.
yeah, he will be locked up on him. He takes pride in that, and but I do like Drake because I think that you're going to find an interesting opportunity to really understand if it's going to be a game to start him or not. Because if it's a good matchup for passing, they're going to give him the ball, and if it's a game where they might be ahead, you're going to see a lot of running, right? So I think it's going to be pretty obvious. Kyle Pitts, though, totally out. I think he's just totally done.
Yeah, this offense not friendly to the pass, but
No, not at all.
at some point they will have to throw the ball. So like this week, I agree. I don't like him against Jair. I've talked about that throughout the week, but you got to hold on to him for now, unless you're like just getting, if he's part of a trade package that you really like, then that's one thing. But let's not completely give up on a player that you spent 4th, 5th, 6th round draft capital on, depending on your league. You got to hold on a little bit longer.
Very talented. Very talented.
People, Devonta Smith, week 1 last year, fat 0, top 10 wide receiver throughout the year. So
yeah,
and Drake London's going to do that, but good example. Drop Gibson for Jerome Ford. I would still hold on to Gibson between the two, as frustrating as Gibson was week 1.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are or maybe not overreacting, but they're just thinking, fumbles are back and Ron Rivera is going to totally can him. But Ron Rivera might not be the head coach in a few weeks, so I think he's going to be a valuable asset to have at some point this season.
Yeah, and I mean he's an injury away from being the starter completely.
Yeah,
so I would not drop Gibson for Ford.
I do like Brian Robinson though. I think with that fumble, his value should go up more than really is baked in, probably.
Yeah, between the 2 late round guys, Brian Robinson ended up being the one we should have drafted at the moment. I don't know. That's 1 week. So drop McPherson for Folk.
100%.
I would just say for Folk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Specialty. Yeah.
John, I mean, how good was he for us last year? He was awesome for us last year.
And week 1. I mean, there's a good reaction to week 1.
Yeah. Jason Sanders is great too, the Miami kicker, but I think Folk's more consistent.
I have a league where I was considering dropping Justin Tucker for Nick Folk. Is that crazy?
It's not, because we also don't really know how this offense in Baltimore is really going to look. They struggled mightily week 1. It could take a few weeks for the Baltimore Ravens to get their kinks out and kind of get solid.
But I'm like, I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I think that's like
it is a little bit sacrilegious.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's good, Emil? Good to see you. Michael Thomas or Zay, Pitts or Higbee, Akers, Dillon, or Algier. Love you, boys. Nice to be back. Edgar Allan Poe still in the house. Throwback. Wow. Throwback to year 1. Let's go.
Love it.
That's funny. That's I mean, geez, that's like over 2 years ago.
Yeah. That's cool.
I go Zay Jones over MT.
Is it Zay Jones or Zay Flowers?
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. If it's Zay Flowers, I go Zay Flowers.
Yeah, same.
I go Higbee over Pitts right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I go Algier because Green Bay gave up a good amount of rush yards last week and points to the running back position. So, yeah, I go Algier.
What if Dillon's the sole back, even though he kind of sucks, in my opinion?
The Falcons look decent against the run. I think Dillon's okay.
Yeah.
I say we ride that hot hand in Algier until the wheels fall off. So,
okay. Yeah.
And I didn't really realize earlier in the week that the Packers, they were not good against the run last week, like at all. Better against the pass. But part of that is Justin Fields adds to those stats. So I don't know. But I still go Algier. So probably Zay. I mean, either Zay I like more than Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I agree.
Andrea, good to see you. Let's see here. Would you trade Monty and Christian Kirk for Waddle?
Yeah, I would.
It depends on your roster, but probably, yeah.
I know that hurts, John. I know that hurts.
Andrea, Devonta Smith, or Chris Olave. I mean, you can't really go wrong. But
I go Olave.
I mean, Smith in a good matchup tonight, but he scored last week, so it's like kind of like
It's a
statistically.
carousel. It's a carousel with those guys. Yeah.
I think AJ Brown. I don't know why. I just feel like he's going to find the end zone tonight. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you just can't go wrong here. But I mean, they play the Panthers.
And JC Horn's down for the rest of the year, right? Or could
Olave kind of quietly balled out week 1, which I think we both liked him going into the year, so it didn't really surprise us. But you can't go wrong.
No.
Whoever trust your gut on that one.
Well, dude, Rashid Shaheed took 2 touchdowns. That's not happening every week. He's a good player, but he's not going to be scoring all the touchdowns every week.
It's possible, but
he better not.
Filoni, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate
Thank
it.
You.
Need 2 of 3. Madison, K9, Javonte, and an 8-man. I go Madison and Kenneth Walker personally.
Yeah, because Javonte's got the Washington matchup, right? Oof, these are both kind of rough matchups, but I'll go K9 and Madison.
Yeah, I mean, at least we saw Madison score against the Bucks last week, and they're a decent run defense based off of last year. Eagles probably a little bit better, but Ramondre and Zeke had a decent amount of success against this unit. A short week that could be bad, it could be good, but ultimately, I'm not really in on Javonte or the Broncos offense right now, and I don't like that matchup. So I go Madison and K9 personally. All right. Sorry, my chat's like all messed up. Starting Swift over Pickens. Go for it, baby. I love it.
Full send.
I mean, Steelers looked awful last week, so it can't hurt too much. And Deontay out. It's all the pressure's on Pickens right now.
Yeah.
Terry, need 2 Algier, B-Rob, Dotson, and Puka already starting Bijan.
These are all good too.
They're all good options. I don't actually mind starting Bijan and Algier this week until I mean, the game script will probably be different this week because I expect the Packers to be able to throw against them and make it more competitive. But right now, I mean, especially because it's a good matchup based on last week. But I actually like Dotson a lot this week. I think he's going to bounce back pretty heavily because he didn't even have a bad game last week. He just didn't have a great fantasy game, but he saw the most targets out of the wide receiver position. Terry McLaurin only had 4. And then while Curtis Samuel was pretty involved, he had 5 targets, and Jahan Dotson had 7. So the best, volume share plus Denver last week against wide receiver 2s, Jacoby Myers, bad. Surtain's going to be on Terry. So I really liked Dotson last week, and I know he was a little bit disappointing, but I like him a lot this week again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my argument, and I think that Denver's probably okay against a run, but I don't know. I don't mind Brian Robinson. I would personally start Algier and Dotson.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the diversification of adding Robinson and have Dotson there. That's just me personally. But yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong at either of those backs.
Yeah,
I think totally banking on the touchdown with Algier, in my opinion.
He had 2 last week.
I know. I mean, he's going to be the goal line back probably all season. So
Puka, I would expect disappointment from this week. I think he's going to have a good season as long as Cup's not around. But this week against the Niners, I just wouldn't feel great about it.
Yeah, I think they're going to eat.
Yeah. Juked, what's going on, man? Need a flex for 10 minutes. Should I start Stevenson, Keenan Allen, Madison, or Lockett? You got some good options, but it's between Stevenson and Keenan Allen for me.
I think I'd go Keenan, to be honest.
It's a great matchup. I can't argue against it.
Yeah, but are you worried at all about Stevenson? He got some weird touches taken away for Zeke. I thought that was kind of bizarre, but
Miami gave up a ridiculous
amount that's a
of
good
points
point.
to running backs, yards to running backs last week.
I think I'm taking Stevenson here.
Yeah, he's going to have a big week. He's my must-start running back of the week. But Keenan Allen, I just put together I'm doing 5 more must-starts at the end of the week. Keenan Allen's on there. I mean, this matchup against the Titans, I mean, Olave, Michael Thomas, and Shaheed just burnt them all day long, and they were awful last year. I
They're
think
pretty
Keenan Allen.
crap. They're pretty
Yeah.
crap.
And
Yeah.
the Chargers, on the other hand, pretty crap on defense too. So like we could see, a competitive game script. So I think I agree. I go Stevenson, but I really
Yeah.
like Keenan Allen, and I like both those guys substantially more than Lockett or Madison.
Oh, for sure.
-6 spread for Eagles. What's your bet? I'm not taking the spread tonight. This is not a game that I feel good about in terms of the lines. If anything, I take an alternate spread and like
I took 7.5.
yeah,
for the Vikings.
yeah, I don't feel good. I looked at it all day. I don't feel good about it.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, John, but didn't they play each other really tight last year, like early in the season or something? Maybe I'm totally tripping, but I thought they played each other pretty competitively. Although this Vikings team, they go 0-2, we might just be saying they're done. They're done for the season.
They played each other week 2, but I don't remember anything about that game.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's what I have in front of me is that they played in week 2, but Swift or Najee, I should say Najee is going to have a good game. I think the Browns, they weren't actually that good against the run last week, but they were good in like every other sense. Najee's the floor play, Swift's the upside play. I'd probably go Najee.
I don't know, man. I feel like the Browns are getting super gassed up after that week 1. I mean, they played the Bengals really well last year. They kind of have Burrow and the Bengals number, I think, historically. And I don't know. I'm not really willing to jump on this bandwagon fan that's kind of starting to come up. And Deshaun Watson, he looked bad. Okay. He looked bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's how much was it? The Browns played well, and how much was it the Bengals just played bad?
I like Swift though.
Yes, I think the upside play is Swift, and the floor play still lies with Najee. I think Najee will have a good week.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Najee as an RB2. I think he's fine this week. I really, really think he's okay. But I don't see a massive ceiling. But with Najee in general, I don't see a massive ceiling. He's kind of a floor play, on a regular basis. This is interesting. Nico Collins or MT? I go Nico.
Yeah, I probably do too, to be honest. I mean,
look good week 1.
Michael Thomas maybe gets the touchdown, but Nico against the Colts, I don't know. They always have weird divisional matchups. Colts defense actually kind of looked good week 1, to be totally honest, but the passing defense, I thought outside of the one kind of lucky turnover that they had with that pick, I don't know. I think Nico here just for the target volume.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans threw the football a good amount last week. 10 targets to Bobby Trees, 11 to Collins. Tank Dell a little bit involved. So I like Collins. Most targets on the team last week, 80 receiving yards. The Colts, despite what Steven's trying to get you to believe, are not good on defense.
Colts are the best defense in the league, guys.
And CJ Stroud, like, he didn't make any mistakes. They were letting him rip it. So
I hate him.
He's going to beat the Colts this week.
He will.
Here's a good question. Washington or San Fran?
For defense, yeah, it's it's really not that. I think you got to just get the 49ers. Yeah, they're by far the best defense.
I think people overthought the Niners going into last week and definitely regretted it. And, I think you go Niners if you have.
I think Vegas regretted all the overthinking they did because they probably lost a ton of money, maybe. So
that was the one game that had a suspicious amount of hype around taking the Steelers.
That was so weird, man. Yeah. So weird.
Madison or Sanders? I mean, I don't really like either of these guys. Like, I don't really like. There's nothing that sets them apart to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, you have to start the other one.
Sanders disappointed me.
Yeah, and Sanders gets the Saints. I probably go Madison.
I'll go Sanders, but I don't know. Nothing exciting.
Mike, what's up, dude? Are we starting Madison? If you need to, I think he's okay. I mean, he's not really
low RB2.
Yeah, like he's not a guy who brings you a high ceiling, He doesn't have that pass catching upside. This is a pass first offense, a heavy pass offense. But if you have him, he's okay. John, what's up, man? 12-team PPR, T-Law, Brown, Coop, Godwin, Chubb, Mixon, Hawk, Hurst, and Flex. Ooh. Danny Carlson, NDD. I mean, everything looks good except Hayden Hurst in the flex. Like Hayden Hurst, good week 1, but do we want to flex him? Probably not.
I mean, I guess you're kind of. I think somebody did that in a draft we saw or something, but Hawkinson is kind of your flex, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. The Indy defense also a little bit scary. I feel like there would be a better option, including the Giants. I feel like Giants kind of super available.
Yeah, we bet against CJ Stroud last week. And I mean, the Ravens did have 12 fantasy points.
Yeah, they did well.
But they're the Ravens.
Yeah. I think the Colts, they did prove to me that they could get after the quarterback a little bit. I mean, dude, they honestly didn't look god awful. I mean, you still got Buckner, who's an absolute force, but I don't know. I'm not really super excited about the Colts. I feel like they have a much lower upside than some other defenses.
The main thing that worries me is what options do you have outside of Hayden Hurst? What I would ask.
Yeah, that's a way bigger deal.
Thoughts 1 PPR or start 1. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm reading. Start 1 PPR, Addison, Herbert, Kyron.
Addison. Yeah, Addison. Do you like him this week? Just as a referendum, I know personally.
Yeah, I know you
personally.
Yeah, I think. Hey, I took Flowers. You took Addison in our keeper league. I think we both took good picks there.
Yeah.
Madison and Brown tonight need 40 points. I mean, it could happen.
Yeah, Brown alone.
Jimbo says most underrated channel on YouTube. We appreciate that, man.
Heck yeah.
Dobbins after season killing me. Yeah,
his really sad. It's just sad. Yeah, so many really depressing injuries week 1, obviously led by A-Rod, but J.K. Dobbins, man, so much potential coming out of college.
Yes, that's definitely sad. He's gonna have a big year if he could stay healthy. He would have had like 3 touchdowns last week. I mean,
dude, you would have cashed a bet for me, man. Screw that guy.
Half PPR start 1, White, Dotson, B-Rob.
Yo, White could play well. I don't like him, but I think I'm gonna take White.
I like White this week. He's on my must start. I put him back on. I'm stubborn. It's a good this Bears defense, guys. I mean, it doesn't look like it got any better. And I mean, look at what Aaron Jones was able to do to them. I like all the Buck. I like Baker this week. If you're in like a deep league, double quarterback, super flex league, you're hurting. I think Baker is just a safe play. I don't see a huge I don't even know if he gets 20 points, but like 16, 18 points, I feel like is a lock for Baker. So
him and Gino could flip-flop in terms of quarterback to inherit a team with receivers. So we'll see. Agree. I like Baker a hell of a lot too. I think he's fun.
I'll say this much. I have Rashad White on the must start running back video. I have Dotson on the must start player video that has not come out yet. So I like both those guys. And I think Robinson's okay, but he's my least favorite. Albert, good to see you, broski. Gob, should I play Freiermuth instead Johnson? Yes. It depends on who's out there if you want to drop Johnson, but yeah.
Freiermuth also is banged up. I think he was limited today as well.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of tight ends that would probably be available on a 12 team. Like, who's a tight end that you would replace him with?
I mean, Hunter Henry, if he's available, has to be picked up. Musgrave's fine. I mean, he dropped that big touchdown. He would have had a great stat line. Laporta's fine. Hayden Hurst is fine if you need to stream. And Dark Horse, Zach Ertz.
Oh, yeah, the old stallion. Let him out of the barn. Let him run with
targets last week.
Let him run in the pasture.
Yeah, I don't give up on Jawan Johnson, but I might be. Terry McLaurin, Jamal Williams, and Allen Robinson start 1. I go Jamal, actually.
Allen Robinson. Yeah, I do too.
The Panthers gave up a ton of yards and points to running backs last week. If you guys didn't see, I like Jamal. Tough week 1 against the Titans. Not a good team to run against. McLaurin gets Pat Surtain, so no thank you.
Dude, the Commanders' offensive line was getting demolished week 1 against Arizona too. That was suspect.
It's the Commanders. Like, can we ever trust Washington? No. Start one: Addison, London, Herbert, Hill, Davis.
Addison.
Addison. We like Addison tonight. We're
Yeah.
firing him up, baby.
Yeah.
All right, we hit that one. Steven still sucks.
You're
Sorry, I did make the
not wrong.
poll.
You know,
I did.
oh yeah. Thanks, man. It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry, it happens.
I'm gonna go
Need a flex: Addison or Dotson. I do think this is
Addison.
close.
Yeah, actually, it probably is. I think you're gonna probably honestly, this is the way I would tier it. I would say Dotson probably is a safer floor because I think he's a more consistent pass. I think I would go Dotson here. Honestly, I want to say Addison, but I think Dotson's the guy I would go with.
Steven likes to fade his own players, so be careful.
Yeah,
I agree.
that is my strat.
Tommy, what's good, man?
Oof.
Facing Hurts and Brown tonight. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
Traded Flowers and Javonte for Kenneth last night. Hate to see him go, but now I feel comfortable. I mean, yeah, if it helps your running back depth, I know you're having issues, so I think it's fine. I don't really believe in Javonte, so I think it's more of a you get an upgrade at running back, you lose a good wide receiver, but you had some wide receiver depth. So Addison, Jason, Flowers, week 2 non PPR. Addison and Flowers.
Addison.
Yeah.
Jason could look much scary if this Geno thing doesn't get figured out because there's no way I'm banking on a third receiver in this team.
Lots of rookies on your squad too.
Yeah.
Sitting Swift, starting Gibbs and K9. I think that's fine. You know,
I mean, you can't bench Gibbs. You just kind of can't do it.
He's gonna have that one game where it's like, holy cow! I wish I had Gibbs on my team.
He looked like insane. Like,
oh yeah,
oh my gosh, dude's electric.
I think Monty will be involved all year, but Gibbs is just he's a change of pace guy, and that offense needs him. Josh Reynolds really stepped up. Laporta looked good. They need to kind of figure out, like, they need Williams to come back too. Like, they need him to be a thing. But right now, Gibbs is going to be really crucial to this offense.
Yeah, I wasn't super excited about that Lions offense. I still thought, you and I, when we talked about there could be some weaknesses. I mean, they're one injury away. If Amon-Ra got hurt, they'd be done.
Yeah, I agree. Worried about Tony. Thoughts on him? Yeah, pick up Nico Collins. Yeah.
Get him off your team.
You drop Tony for Collins in a heartbeat. Not even close. Fields or Tua? This is interesting. I go Tua.
This week or rest of the season? I'm going Fields.
Rest of the season, I still like Fields, but I like Tua a lot. I mean, it's hard to not like Tua. Like,
yeah.
And the Patriots, they gave up a good amount of points last week. I'm not going to count that defense out, but they didn't look very good last week.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
they're ranking like bottom 25, and against. I mean, it's one game. It was the Eagles, but against like every category. So I like a little potential shootout between Tua and Mac and Cheese this week.
Ooh, Mac and Cheese sounds good in more ways than one, brother.
Okay. Well, anyways, Lucius, thank you for the $2 dono. Appreciate the super chat. Sit one, Pacheco, Swift, Sanders. Oh, that is tough. That is tough.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty brutal. Honestly, Pacheco had more targets than I thought he was going to get last week.
I still think he's the best back in that backfield, but you just don't know what we're going to get. This is a big game. Coming off a loss. Jaguars. I still like Pacheco. I don't know. I don't really feel great about Sanders this week. Chat, let us know.
I'd probably sit Swift out of these two if you're looking for a floor. But if you're looking for a ceiling, I think you probably sit Sanders.
I agree.
I'm not as tuned up right now on this, but the Sanders, when you're looking at him in sleeper, it looks like the Saints defense is an easy matchup. So I don't know what that's about, but maybe they're a little bit easier than they were last year because they were tough last year against the running back.
Well, and they played Derrick Henry week 1. And it's like, I don't know, you can always see that game get real ugly if Bryce Young starts to make some bad decisions. I agree. I kind of go because, Chiefs, Jags should be high scoring. I'd probably start Pacheco and Swift.
Yeah.
I go for the ceiling here.
Yeah, me too.
Lucius, thank you for the donut. Hope that was helpful. Let us know if you need anything else. All right, we're going to start speeding through because we're pretty far back and we only have 30 minutes. So never had it so good. Mostart, Chig. Oh, this is a trade. And Sutton for Williams, Everett, Jamal Williams. Which side? Mike Williams side.
Yeah.
Chig looked non-existent last week. Sutton, I'd rather have Mike Williams. Don't mind Sutton. Mostert's already banged up. Jamal Williams should improve against softer defenses. Devon Shane's coming into the mix. I just like the Mike Williams side more. But do I think it's groundbreaking for your team? Not really, but I would still rather have Mike Williams and Sutton, so I take it. I think William and Jamal Williams is fine. So.
I think Mike Williams is a definite upgrade here.
Sure, agreed. Who should I start as a flex? Godwin, Addison, Dotson, Connor. I like all these guys this week, but I go Godwin. Yeah, Bears defense is not going to be good this week. Go Godwin, safest play. Flex 2, Algier, Swift, or Herbert. Algier and Swift. Herbert's hate that guy already. Not looking good for Christian Watson. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, guys, for reminding me of my one really bad team that is in Steven's league. Herbert and Watson on my squad.
Kendrick Bourne, I like him here, dude. I like how you picked up Romeo Dobbs, by the way. So you basically got your team that you had last year.
Thanks, bro. Who would you flex in this spot? Bourne or Shaheed?
I like Bourne.
I like either, honestly. I think Bourne is probably the better pick against Miami, though. That I like this matchup between New England and Miami, so I go Bourne. Cousins or Richardson with the Eagles' defense injuries. Also, JJ.
Rich AR.
Yeah, Steven's gonna go Richardson. I would probably actually. I don't know. Like, why does Kirk have to suck in prime time and make us question it? I think Kirk Cousins is kind of safe tonight, but I don't know. I'm more worried about the offensive line than anything.
Yeah. You got Jalen Carter coming up.
I go A-Rich, but just understand he's a little dinged up. So
don't talk about my guy.
I mean, I'm just saying one play could change that game. I hope not, but I probably go Rich. More upside. 12-team PPR, one running back, one flex. Swift, White, Brian, Robinson, Judy.
I like the middle too.
White and Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I know you want Swift in there, but
I don't mind Swift and White as a. I don't want to start Judy for some reason this first game back. I don't know. I got Puka taking one spot before me. Oh man.
Sad.
And our dynasty, one of the dynasty superflex leagues for the community. My quarterbacks: Brock Purdy, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers. I bid $50 on Zach Wilson, and got our boss man bid 51.
Oh, brutal.
J Dubs, what's up, man? Purple Sneaker, that's such a cool name. Do I stack AJ Brown, Devonta Smith? Yeah. Don't worry about that at all. This Vikings defense sucks.
Terrible.
How do you view Dak rest of the season? Traded for him, traded away B-Rob and Sutton. I mean, in Dynasty, that's fine. You know, quarterback position always going to be important. I mean, we're like literally Zach Wilson is important in Superflex formats. Like, if they start two guys who might not be relevant in the next 3 years, B-Rob and Sutton, like as long as Dak is still a starter, it's worth it. So, yeah. Assuming Watson doesn't play, start 2 at wide receiver, 1 at flex, Dotson, Dobbs, Bourne, Moss, or Javonte. Dotson, Dobbs, and Bourne. Good starts.
Yeah, I know Dobbs is banged up, but yeah, I'd give Dotson, Dobbs, and Bourne.
Dobbs had like 4 catches last week, and 2 of them were touches. So, like, if he's on snap count, it's okay with me.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones starting to not look like a trade. Yeah, he looks just fine. Got Bijan Algier, Pollard, Connor, Herbert, Wilson at running back, Olave, Deontay, Jameson Williams, Sky Moore, Quinn Johnson. Should I trade Jameson or Herbert for Zay Jones?
I would trade Herbert.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're fine at running back. You can trade Herbert. You can trade Connor, Herbert, Deontay, Jameson Williams, Sky Moore, Quinn Johnston. Like, you just want to keep Bijan Algier, Pollard, and I would still try to keep Connor. Yeah. But if you have to move on, it's okay. And you keep Olave no matter what. Your team needs Olave. But trading for Zay Jones, is he going to do what he did last week every week? No. I mean, he barely even caught that touchdown. You know, he's going to have some. He's a flex play. He's a boomer bust guy. Deontay being hurt is obviously why you're thinking about it. But yeah, you can move on from either of those guys. You know,
I think Kirk has a better week too, man. I think this is going to be more his game. I'm not just saying that for you.
Kirk is going to have a good week. Yeah, Keenan Allen a weekly play, but we get enough questions. We see enough teams where like Allen is, you know, a player that's considering being benched. So
It's because he's older, man. People hate.
DeAndre Swift season. Let's go, baby. It's our night, dog. Let's go.
Hopefully.
Chase, what's up, my dude? Amy, what's going on? Swift or Madison? Madison for a floor, Swift for upside.
Yeah.
Superflex, should I start Dak, Shaheed, Johnson, Brandon Cooks, kind of premium league? Dak. You just start the quarterback. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Roster getting banged up bad. Would you drop Charles for either Roshan or Moss?
No.
No, I wouldn't either. If you do, it'd be for Roshan. But just remember, Roshan got those garbage time touches. That's when he scored. So Eagles won the last game 24-7. Thank you. Was not tight. Steven was
It's
wrong.
close. It was very tight. Very tight.
Zay Jones or Puka? I mean, the upsides with Zay Jones still.
I'd go Puke. I'd go
Yeah.
Puke here.
We'll go Puke. That's his
Yeah.
name. Should I stick with the Bills D or try the Bucks or Giants? No, I'll let Steven take that one.
Yeah, man. I think that you could probably go with the Bucks or Giants for upside, but I mean the Raiders look kind of good, weirdly like efficient. I like the Bucks, but I'm riding with the Giants, bro, until they disappoint me this week. They were nasty last year at defense. I like them.
They were. I think
They
just
got
a bad
game. Dude, that was a horrendous game, bro. Like this is a different week. I'd go Giants.
I agree. Sure. Whatever Steven says is right. Antonio, what's up? Swift, Hall, Chiron, Akers, or Kelly? Swift and Hall.
No, not Hall. I'm not playing Hall.
You don't start Hall at all?
No shot. Yeah. The Cowboys are going to eat the Giants.
Who do you take if not Hall?
I mean, if Eckler's out, I'm going Kelly. But
so we do need to discuss the Eckler situation because this was part of stream last night. His agent died, so the supposed thing that's going on is the ankle injury is not very serious, because that's, if you read the reports, it says he's attending to a personal issue alongside an ankle issue. And according to things, is he's not practicing this week because he is mourning. So, I mean, from a pure fantasy perspective, I don't know how concerned we really need to be. I would imagine that Eckler is going to suit up and play. So the way it was all reported, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they kind of respected his situation, but from our perspective, like, it's kind of important information to know. And I didn't know that last night when I streamed at all. And then I read it later on in the night. So
I'm probably staying away from Chiron and Akers and Hall. Yeah. So it's Swift or Kelly, in my opinion.
All right, let's see. What do you think Eckler's suiting up?
I hope so.
I hope so. Probably. I do think he'll be fine. I mean, we talked about it.
It's an important game. I think Eckler knows that. It's important.
And we talked about it last time. Like, Eckler's gonna get dinged up throughout the week. So throughout the year. Like, it's nature of the position. Eckler's always a little dinged up. So
he also does a ton of maintenance all season.
Yeah.
Like, it's just his thing.
Dropped Carlson for Folk thought too.
I mean, I wouldn't have done it, to be honest, but I think Nick Folk is tremendous. But yeah, I can't cut Carlson. He's the best kicker in the league.
I agree. And Nick Folk has that huge upside.
So does
but he was also at times a little bit inconsistent. So I might go Carlson overall.
Yeah, if you're talking about the season, but yeah.
Henry, Laporta, or Pitts? I like Henry, but I don't mind Laporta.
Yeah, I have no interest in Pitts the rest of the season.
I'd put him in this exact order right here.
Mm-hmm.
Feedback appreciated. My flex options other than Hurst or Herbert, Roshan Johnson, Rashid Rice, and Chiron.
Rashid Rice, dude. He was kind of like the best receiver by a wide margin. I don't think Andy Reid is going to not take notice to that, dude. I'd go Rice.
I like that call.
Yeah.
Trying to trade with people in our league, but no one wants washed up wide receivers. I don't understand. Do I stack AJ? Yeah. You're good there. Start to full PPR, Connor, White, or Monty. I go White and Monty.
Yeah. I go Monty and Connor.
Ooh,
Just because he gets so many touches, dude.
it's fair. Need 3. Hopkins seems out. Najee, Pacheco, Swift, Kelly. That's tough
Najee.
because now you're moving Hopkins out of the wide receiver 2 spot and starting someone else there. So if Hopkins does play, like you're screwed because now you're putting a running back in the flex. So I don't, in this situation, I don't go Swift because if you get news that Hopkins is going to play, then you can revert back. So for now, I'd probably just put Najee in there.
Yeah. Najee, Pacheco.
Do I give up Hawk and Allen for Cook? Wait, whoa. Do I give up Hawk, Allen, and Cook for Henry and Pitts?
No.
No.
Yeah. Dude, also very weird split Henry had in terms of the touches he, for some reason, was giving up. That's bizarre to me. So, yeah.
What are y'all's top 5 kickers rest of the season? Carlson.
Carlson, Folk.
Justin.
Yeah, you got to put JT in there.
I put Cameron as a little sleeper.
No. I think Tyler Bass kind of typically just adds up on the stats. And then, you've got you've always got a wild card, but I hope Jason Myers stays in there. But
yeah, it's a good call. I should let Steven take that. It's not my territory. Need 2 wide receivers. This week I probably go Addison and Flowers. Wilson, you can still start, but I don't want to start him against the Cowboys.
Bro, he's either getting Diggs or Gilmore.
Yeah, I give him a rest. As good as he is.
Their defense, that's just it's a dinner. It's not an appetizer. The defense is good.
Tua or AR?
Tua.
Yeah, Tua. I want to see what Steve would say. Mostart, Puka, Addison, or Swift? Addison.
Yeah, Addison.
He better play good because we told all you guys started. I have Amon-Ra and Gibbs in my home league facing my Hawks.
Well, that's when you put the blinders on for fandom. It's all about wins.
What's up, Brendan? That's right. We're men. Pick 2, Deontay, Connor, Pierce. I go Monty and Connor.
I go Monty and Pierce.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like Pierce right now.
That's fine. I mean, I didn't really like him at all coming into the season, but I think that the Colts-Texans game is going to support the running back position. So I think it'll be all right.
That's fair. I do think those two could be interchangeable, but you definitely go Monty.
Yeah.
2 questions. Trade Godwin for Debo. Trade Monty for Rashad White.
Debo is interesting.
Yeah, that's I don't think it really completely upgrades your team or downgrades it.
Baker looked like he had eyes from Mike Evans, yo.
I agree. I think Godwin
he's going to get hurt.
Still have good games. I don't mind either way, but I definitely right now I hold Monty.
Yeah, and I'd keep Godwin too, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I hold here. It's close on both though. Dotson, Puka, or Godwin? I would go Godwin, Dotson, then Puka.
Yeah, same.
What's up, Michael? Hopkins or Pittman? You got to monitor Hopkins. He might not play. If he doesn't, then obviously it's Pittman. But I like Hopkins.
If healthy.
Yeah, a great matchup. So I go Hopkins if healthy. Agreed.
Pittman was one play.
12-team PPR, 1 running back, 1 flex. Swift, White, Brian. Oh, we hit this one. I still don't get why Swift isn't the locked-in RB1 for Philly. You got to be kidding me. I used relatively high draft capital on him. Yeah, you're telling me, bro.
I just think he's a kind of a toxic player. People don't seem to like him, I guess. Detroit hated him, I guess. So I don't know. He's a hell of a player. I freaking love the dude. Tell him.
He should be a change of pace guy.
Yeah.
There could be something going on there. Do I trade Adams for Waddle and Hall?
I would do that. Yeah.
Hall against soft matchups is going to have some monster games. I would do it.
Yeah.
Happy PPR need 2. What's up, Sean? Madison, Sanders, Dillon, assuming Jones won't play. I go Madison and Dillon if Jones does not play. I don't like Sanders this week, so that could be me. But
Yeah, because I mean, like to me, honestly, I'd go Sanders and Dillon. I don't want anything of Madison this week, to be quite honest. I just think if he didn't score that touchdown, that would have been horrible, and I'm not really excited about him this week. I think it's going to be the receivers and tight ends that are really
yeah,
thriving for Minnesota this week.
it's a tough one. But I think I go Madison just due to the volume, and maybe go Madison and Sanders due to volume. But it's tough. Bucks or Browns? I go Bucks personally.
Yeah, I go Bucks too. I mean, I understand a lot of people love the Browns, but and they're good. They're very good for sure. But I go Bucks. I want to stream against freaking Justin Fields anytime I get the chance to.
Oh, my bad, Caleb. Daniel, what's up? Just jumped in. May have missed fast earlier. Are you starting Swift? Yes, if you need to.
Yeah, especially as RB2. I think that's a good call.
Upside RB2. It's fine if you need to. It can't be worse than last week. Garrett Wilson or Addison? I hate to say it, but this week I go Addison.
That's really tough, man. I think we could all be saying maybe we're overacting a little bit, but yeah, no, I absolutely do Addison. I'm putting, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This week I go. I still like Garrett Wilson on the season. I think he's still okay as a flex option, but I don't like him this week, unfortunately. I hate to say it. Dang it, the whole thing sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I trade away Hawk and JSN for Henry and Devontae Shane.
Yeah.
Depends on your roster. Like if you're hurting at running back, you have another tight end. Sure. I mean, you're getting Henry.
Yeah, I just think the gain of Henry is so huge in comparison to having like the number 3 tight end of the season. And JSN, like seriously, you're a week away from that guy being irrelevant, in my opinion.
Last week was a wonderful time to have the Cowboys defense. Yeah, jeez.
And we're Tyreek Hill. Yeah.
Tebow, who's my flex? Puka, Addison, Dotson, Demont, Pierce. Dotson or Addison, whoever you like more.
I'll go Demont there too, but yeah, I'll probably go Dotson or Demont and then Addison.
Monty could have a big game.
You know he's the goal line presence. You know he's going to get those red zone touches. You got to think with a 5.5 point spread, they're probably going to be in the run the clock out at the end of the game type of mode.
Yeah. Richard White, Rashad White or Jordan Addison. I don't mind either.
Actually, White probably.
Yeah, I think both will have good games. So whatever you feel better about.
Yeah, have PPR. I'd go White, full PPR. I'd have a little bit more lean towards Addison. If you want to have a little pleasure on Thursday, put in Addison for the fun of it.
There you go. Will Addison be a safe play? Yes, I think he's a safe play.
Osborne could be screwing us tonight, but yeah.
The big thing is like obviously Addison scored the touchdown last week. If he didn't, he still have a decent stat line. Just wouldn't have. He probably would have had around like 9.5 points.
I just want them to cut him so that Addison can do well.
Yeah. How's your Thursday been? It's been great. I will speak for Steven. It's been great. I need a full PPR flex. D Hop. Yeah, D Hop. D Hop if he doesn't play White. If you don't like White, go Flowers.
Crapping on my boy Mixon.
Mixon's okay too. These are all good options. But if D Hop's healthy, it's got to be D Hop.
Yeah, I'll go D Hop than Mixon.
We still love Justin Tucker. We take him for granted,
Yeah.
Zach Moss or Dobbs?
Yeah.
Terry was dropped. Did you drop either Gabe Davis or Kirk? No, not Kirk. Other wide receivers are JJ and Adams.
Dude, did you just say you wouldn't drop Gabe Davis for Terry McLaurin?
Wait, I read this wrong. I thought it was you should drop Gabe Davis and pick up Terry. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't drop Kirk though. No, even if Kirk gets injured and like
if it's Justin Jefferson or Kirk, you drop Justin Jefferson.
Addison or Sanders? Addison.
Yeah, Addison.
Yeah. Do I start Addison and Swift tonight? If you need to, that's fine. Yeah.
That's a risky one because your week could be over after the tonight. But yeah.
In the week, why not?
Yeah.
Would you stream Goff, AR, or Geno over Burrow? I think Burrow will be fine this week. I think he will bounce back. If you're really worried, then Anthony Richardson's very spicy, and Goff is fine too. And Geno's
I personally like Goff more this week. But
Goff, I think Goff has a good week. He was my number one streaming QB. He was last week too.
But you can't bench Joe Burrow week 2 of the season. That just sucks.
Burrow will be okay. Stevenson or Ayuk? I love both these guys, but after last week, you got to go Ayuk. I mean,
I
you
got
can't.
Stevenson, bro. I don't know that you know how Shanahan does it. He lights one player up so that you focus on him next week, and then he goes the other way. Like I think Debo is gonna have a good week too. I think Kittle's gonna have a good week too. CMC he'll do what he does, but I don't think it's gonna be Ayuk's week just because he always switches it. And he does it on purpose.
That's fair. Yeah, because Steven's onto something. Maybe it
No,
was
he does, bro. I'm smelling it in the air. Yeah.
traded Devonta Smith and JT for Chubb and Debo. When I have Eckler and Pollard already. Geez, Najee on the bench, Judy, Puka, Debo, my wide receivers.
I'd say your season to win. So yeah.
I mean, you're in a good spot. You upgraded a wide receiver, which looks like you needed to do more. So, excuse me, you upgraded a running back, I would say.
Good job. Yeah, dude. He could be RB1 this season.
Yeah, I mean, you're just loaded at running back, so I think that's fine. I mean, I would have kept Devonta, but I think it's still okay.
Yeah.
Rashid Shaheed, Evans, Davis, Ayuk, or Smith. Pick two because I'm starting three running backs. Mike Evans, Brandon Ayuk, and Devonta Smith. Oh, pick two. Devonta Smith and Brandon Ayuk, but yeah. I don't mind Mike Evans this week. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Like and sub for the dub. Let's go. About that trade, don't have a backup tight end, so I could pick up Musgrave or something. Barkley would be RB1, Henry would be RB2. If you're okay with that move, it kind of hurts pretty significantly at tight end, but if you're okay with it.
That's a dangerous running back core, bro.
Yeah, that's where you gain the upside is at running back. So the catch fam settings for waivers are all jacked up. I don't know why, and all the catch I guess it's my fault, but I don't know why they're all wrong. So I need to go through and fix them all. I'm going to do that this weekend. So just hold tight, guys, and we'll get through it. It's just a little hiccup, but yeah, that's on me. I don't know why they're all set wrong. I thought I fixed them. I guess they're not. Maybe I made it worse.
I have Sleeper messed it up, John.
That's okay. Right. Yeah, Sleeper's fault, not mine. Just traded for JT. Should I pick up to play until JT comes back? It depends, Joey, on who's available in your league.
Christian Kirk, probably.
It straight up depends on, who's available because it's hard to say. Some leagues there's no one available. Some leagues there's a couple of running backs available. So it depends. Two running backs, two receivers. Who you going with? Fields, Tua. We like Tua this week. Fields is still okay. I go Bijan and I like James Cook a lot this week. But Najee's fine. If I think Cook the upside play, Najee the kind of floor play. And then I go Waddle. You're probably going to go Waddle, Dotson, Flowers because Watson's probably not going to play. Wilson gets a tough matchup with Zach Wilson at quarterback. Game of the week, Chiefs versus Jags. Got Patty Mahomes winning a bounce back. I actually could see that happening as well. I hope it does. But I also like the Jags, so I hope they win. I don't know. Grab Gainwell. Well, he's not playing, unfortunately. Of course. Thoughts on having Bijan and Henry? That sounds like a tremendous thing to have.
It sounds truly delicious.
Yes, I have no issue with that. I would feel very good. Don't want to waste waivers when I shouldn't. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, it's definitely Steven's fault. Good call. I'll get it figured out. I apologize about that. You guys have been coming at me. Well, not really, but I can get messages and I'm like, oh God, I don't even know what's happening. Start two, Debo, Judy, and Puka.
Puka and Debo.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I don't like Judy first game back. Ferguson or over Everett if you want. I mean, Ferguson had a good target volume, but he only caught 2 passes. I guess it was raining. I don't know. Everett disappointing last week. Steven likes Everett, so
I think you've got a higher touchdown potential there because the Jets defense, I think, is going to be a bedrock of this team going forward in a huge way, even more than they would have been originally.
Last year was my first year. I won it all. Barely had to tinker. This year, auto drafter up first round. Oh yeah. I remember that. I'm here to ruin dreams. Let's go. Puka missed practice today.
Yeah, I think it's just Puka. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't see an update on Sleeper, but I believe you. Hunter Henry or Mark Andrews. I like Hunter Henry a lot this week, but I think he own a guy like Andrews. He just had
You
to
got to
start.
start him. Yeah, you got to start him. Wow, how disappointing was Isaiah Likely, huh? And I'll go. Honestly, dude, I'm going Niners defense here, but
Yeah.
the Eagles could ball out too. They could eat Kirk all night.
I go Niners as well.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. We made it through. Bottom of the chat. I didn't know if we were going to get there, but we did it.
That's how we do it, baby.
Let's
That's how
go.
we do it.
Thoughts on trying to trade Najee and rolling with Gainwell as RB2? I mean, I don't know. Gainwell's hurt right now, so
That's a bad idea. Do not rely on an Eagles back.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on who you can get, I guess. You know, I mean, like if you're going to get like a huge upgrade at your wide receiver 2, then maybe it's worth it since you have CMC, but I'd probably just keep the 2.
Because like, what if CMC gets hurt? Then you're relying on a guy who's going to be carouseling all year. It's kind of sketch.
Yeah. Steven looks pretty good in some of the leagues right now, I gotta admit. Most points scored in the Dynasty League week 1.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's closer than I thought it was going to be, but I didn't have Hill come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Start Jordan Addison or Tyler Lockett. I go Addison.
Addison, yeah. You gotta backpedal off the Lockett for a little bit.
Addison better have a good game, or we're gonna lose like 10 subscribers.
Who was the guy that we kept picking last week?
We did pretty good last week. We
did. But hey, I told you the guy for the freaking Lions tight end, dude. That was our dude last week, bro. Who's going to be our guy tonight? Is it Jordan Addison? Is that our guy?
I guess.
Okay.
Jake Ferguson or Ertz? I go Ertz. Right now. You're welcome, Oz. Should I trade Stevenson for Brees? No.
No, definitely not.
I like Brees a lot, but no. Watson or A-Rich?
A-Rich.
Watson for a 4, A-Rich for upside.
No.
Steven likes A-Rich.
No. Yeah, I'm not putting
Myers or Higgins? You roll Higgins back out there. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Myers might not even play, is he?
Yeah, now we're getting reports Puka didn't play. We'll monitor Puka's situation if you own him. Good luck. Right back at you, Mateo. Try not to get sold by 0 points. Yeah, freaking Drake London. Jeez.
Weird week.
Mark Andrews going to play. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Swift or Moss? Swift.
Yeah, Swift. Moss is gross.
Package Wilson and Dotson. You should be able to get a pretty good wide receiver.
Huge haul. Yeah.
You need to look at a team that has like 1 or 2, 3 good guys, but has really bad depth on the bench, and then go make an offer.
Yeah.
But you should still be able to get a good.
Or go after somebody that doesn't know a ton about football, but knows a little bit about football, so they would know Garrett Wilson's name, but isn't really too hip to how bad this could get.
Steven's trade logic. Addison or Burks? I go Addison for sure.
Addison, but Burks could be in for a decent game. Week 2.
That's true. It is a good matchup. He's sneaky, but Addison,
if Hoppy's out, yeah, it could be big.
I think Addison's a good 4 play. So. All right, guys, make sure you guys hit the like on the way out. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Kickoff a couple minutes away, and yeah. So thank you guys so much for the fantasy questions tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out, talking a little bit of fantasy before kickoff Thursday night, best night of the week. Guys, go enjoy the Eagles and the Vikings. Eat some good food. Be safe. Relax. Don't forget, enjoy the football game. Don't let fantasy get too much in the way.
Let it ruin your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Amari or Keenan are fine, but I kind of prefer the upside of Wilson and Dotson still. Call me crazy. Who's winning tonight? Eagles.
Eagles. I think the Vikings cover the spread, though.
Yeah. That's fair. Andrew, have a good night. Yeah, game will be on in about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't know where you can even watch games anymore. So,
dude, Monday night killed my dad.
That one I had. I don't know if you have to have Amazon Prime for tonight or what. I don't know. Moss, Josh Kelly, Kyron. I go Josh Kelly at the moment. Yeah. Kyron gets the Niners. Moss.
I'd go K-Walk. Yeah. Oh, K-Walk's is 1. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. I will be back on tomorrow night for more fantasy Q&A. I will be on Saturday night. I will be on Sunday morning. So if you guys need anything, make sure to drop us a comment on any of our YouTube videos. We have must start wide receivers and running backs streaming options at quarterback and tight end, must start defenses, must start kickers out. If you guys need anything, go drop us a comment. In the meantime, if not, I will be back on the next 3 nights. So plenty of time to get your lineups straight for week 2. So thank you guys for all the fantasy questions. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Be sure to hit the like on the way out if you guys are new. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully subscribe, enjoy the content. Instagram links down below, Discord links down below, do all that stuff. And Steven, I'll let you sign off. Then we'll be done for tonight.
let's get a better week 2, more high scoring week 2. Let's let our superstar top 3 round draft picks play better than they did week 1. I think positive regression's coming. And hey, the catch, these are the players we're looking for. Our dirty players, Boston Scott, and our sexy players, Jordan Addison. Let's get it going.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. We love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. We'll talk to everyone soon. Everyone be safe. Enjoy the game. And with that, I will say, thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And
Peace.